Hello everyone, my name is Muhammad Chatib and today I am going to explain you how to create a simple pre-scientific calculator on Android Studio. I have created two activities, one is main activity and another is splash screen activity. I am going to explain you XML files first. First I am going to explain you about the XML file of the splash screen activity. In this activity, this splash screen is used to display 1 or 2 seconds before the application launches. Mostly applications are using splash screen, though that's why I have created it. There is a simple text view here that is displaying the application name and another text view that is displaying the author name. So it is not a complex splash screen I have designed it simple with a background color black, a splash screen. Now jumping to the main activity and the main XML file that is created of our own calculator. Here I am using the linear layout. The linear layouts are used because I want to align the buttons horizontally and vertically, so I don't want to align them at a specific position. I want to align them simple vertical position, so that's why I'm using linear layouts, so that would be easy to use for me. Now another thing is one text view and another second text view. One is a main screen and another is a second screen. When the person enters the data and the calculator result, it will be displayed in the main screen text view and the previous equation will be used in the text view that is used as the second screen. So these are simple two text views I have created for the screen. Now coming to the buttons portion, I am using sublinear layout so that each row of the buttons have its own linear layout. So in case of any modification, I don't have to change the whole linear layout, I would change the specific linear layout. So that's why I am using the sublinear layouts here. So coming to the buttons are created simply with the ID and match parent height and width. Simple. With the name of the button is here displayed with the text size and the background color. All the other buttons are created with similar manner, but I have changing the ID, name and the simply ID and name are going to changing, and the functionality would be changed in the coding part. All the buttons are created in the same way from first button AC to the equal button till from first to last. All the buttons are created in the same way with different linear layouts, and each row is containing his own linear layout. So this is all about the XML file. It is simple, not a rocket science here. Anything simple buttons are created in a linear layout. Now jumping to the coding portion, first I'll tell you about the code of the splash screen. Splash screen code is simple. I'm using a thread here that will display the splash screen for 3 seconds, and intent is used to display the one activity and then the second activity. So the both activities are used by the intents. Now jumping to the main coding part of our pre-scientific calculator. Here I have assigned the variables and the variable to the text view and a string variable pi with some specific value. The button IDs are used and they are assigned to the specific variables. So whenever the functionality of the whatever the functionality of the variable would be assigned to the specific button in the XML file that is identified by its ID. So this is all the procedure done here in one single line. I have explained you what are these IDs and what are these variables are getting these IDs. So all these variables are getting these IDs so they can get the functionality to the specific buttons in the XML file. Now coming to the next portion, that is on click listeners, and here on click listeners are given to every button that, because on click listeners are the inbuilt functions that are used to get some outcome from the button. So the variable v1 is having on click listener, so it means the p1 variable is accessing the button by id, and that button will going to show some outcome by the on click listeners function. So that's all about the on click listener, and it is being using by all the buttons from XML file that I have assigned. Now coming to the next portion, that is a factorial function I have created recursively. This function is created with a logic simple, and this function is going to calculate the factorial. Now the next function is evaluation function. A val function is a bit complex function that isn't going to be explained in a shorter video, so I am going to explain the simple logic. I am using boolean eat, boolean parse, and the next thing is I am using if and else conditions that are going to calculate the equation according to the Demas rule. And there are some basic math libraries that are I'm using here in sine cos for the calculation of log, sine, cos functions, though the evaluation function is going to calculate our whole procedure. So this is all about the coding portion. Now I'm going to run the app and let me check it for you. So this is I have already installed on my emulator and I am going to run it. So you can see that the splash screen is displayed first, and now if I calculate anything that will be calculated correctly, I'm clicking AC button. Like if I click 7 multiply by 9, that is calculated perfectly. So this is all about our pre-scientific calculator. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you can email me or you can contact me for further explanation. Thank you very much.